Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into probably the wildest leap the smartphone industry has taken since the iPhone, because China may have just triggered its second DeepSeek moment, and this time, it isn't about a model beating benchmarks or rewriting the economics of AI. This time, it's about a phone that actually behaves like a human, a phone that sees, taps, scrolls, types, books, buys, negotiates, and basically runs your digital life on its own. No APIs, no shortcuts, no special integrations, the thing literally uses the screen like a person. And all of this is coming from ByteDance and ZTE, with a prototype called the Nubia M153, which early testers are calling the world's first fully agentic AI smartphone. And honestly, after going through every detail, every demo, every limitation, and the backlash that followed, it's pretty clear this is the closest any company has come to putting a full-stack autonomous agent into your pocket. Before we do a deep dive, I want to request you to kindly subscribe to this channel and click the bell icon for regular updates. Okay, back to the story. So let's get into what this phone actually does, how it works, why China's ecosystem is uniquely positioned to pull this off, and why even ByteDance had to slam the brakes after the internet freaked out over what this thing was capable of. The story starts in Shenzhen, where entrepreneur Taylor Ogan got his hands on the prototype. Now, unlike the AI features we've seen from Samsung, Apple, or Google, features that mostly revolve around smarter voice commands, this one is completely different. ZTE and ByteDance wired ByteDance's Duba AI agent directly into the operating system, not as an app, not as a voice assistant, but as a system-level intelligence with what Ogan calls full-stack control. The AI has literal visual access to the phone's UI. It sees the interface, interprets it like a human, and makes decisions step by step. So in his demo, Ogan simply says, "Find someone to wait in line for me." A very China-specific service, but extremely common there. Instead of asking him which app to use, the phone instantly opens the right service app, configures the booking, fills out fields, confirms details, and presents a final confirmation screen, all on its own. He literally said he wouldn't have even known which app handled that service, but the phone did the entire thing autonomously. That's the difference between AI that reasons and AI that acts. Apple's Siri can't do this. Google Assistant can't do this. Even OpenAI's soon-to-launch agents aren't doing this at the OS level yet. Samsung's Galaxy AI and Google's Gemini-based features still rely heavily on permission-gated integrations, and never raw UI-level control. But that control is exactly what the Nubia M153 has. ByteDance designed Doubao with two layers: cloud-based reasoning and on-device execution. The cloud side, Doubao itself, handles semantic understanding, figuring out what the user wants, interpreting context, and generating the plan. The on-device side, called Nebula-GUI, is a 7 billion parameter model trained by ZTE to handle all the physical actions: tapping, scrolling, reading the screen, finding buttons, navigating menus, and interacting with apps exactly like a human finger would. And the hardware behind this is serious. The prototype runs on Qualcomm's Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5, along with 16 GB of RAM, which is important because the vision of the screen inference runs locally, no round trips to the cloud for every movement, which keeps things fast and keeps sensitive data, like passwords and payments, on the device. Ogan showed off some wild demos. In one, he takes a picture of a NIO battery swap station and asks what it is. The phone identifies it from the image, links it to NIO's national EV network, and explains how it works. In another demo, he takes a single photo of a hotel entrance and just says he wants to book a stay for tonight, with pet restrictions in mind. Doubao interprets the intent and context: hotel name, location, timeline, pet policy, and Nebula-GUI immediately opens Ctrip, fills in dates, searches room types, scans pet policies, and presents the result. Another demo shows the AI booking a Robo taxi through Baidu Apollo entirely on its own. It chooses the correct app based on GPS data, opens it, navigates the menus, selects pickup and destination, and confirms the ride. Later in the ride, Ogan asks it to change the drop-off location, and the agent recognizes the active Apollo session, opens the screen, updates the destination, and synchronizes the change across both the phone and the robotaxi's system. At one point, he forgets the phone number linked to his Apollo account. The AI navigates the app's settings, retrieves the last 4 digits, and displays them, something no current assistant can do without full OS-level integration. There's also a Meituan drone delivery demo where he asks it to order 2 drinks. The agent updates his cart, pays, arranges drone delivery, and even answers the confirmation call from Meituan's automated system. Both bots literally negotiate with each other without him touching the phone. The device becomes a kind of passive intelligence layer. It identifies brands while he walks past stores, explains business registry data for local companies, and even evaluates whether someone wearing an NYPD jacket is a real officer or just a fashion item. And ByteDance's editing tools allow the AI to re-render clothes in a photo without altering the background, turning someone's outfit into a Chinese police uniform or an FBI jacket. The hardware specs are equally ambitious: a 6.78-inch LTPO OLED display, 1264 by 2800 resolution, 50-megapixel main, telephoto, wide-angle, and front cameras, 512GB storage, a 6000 mAh battery, and 15-watt wireless charging. The phone costs 3,499 yuan, about $494, and is sold as a technology preview version targeted at industry professionals. But the story doesn't stop with these breakthroughs, because almost immediately after the demos went viral, ByteDance got hit with the digital equivalent of a neighborhood watch alarm. China's biggest apps began blocking the AI agent from interacting with them. Alipay, Pinduoduo, Taobao, and Eli.me all restricted Dubao's control over their apps. Some users said their accounts were frozen after using the AI's voice assistant features. Chinese food delivery giant Meituan and ByteDance's own Douyin still worked, but banking apps and competitive games were locked down. WeChat proved especially problematic. People reported crashes, login blocks, even temporary suspensions. ByteDance had to disable Dubao's WeChat control capabilities entirely while negotiating with developers to create clearer rules. ByteDance also confirmed the phone wouldn't be allowed to claim incentives meant for active human users, a subtle way of saying apps don't want AI farming coupons, loyalty points, or engagement metrics, and it temporarily restricted Doubao from interacting with financial apps and making purchases without more controlled safeguards. Even though ByteDance emphasized that the phone doesn't store your screen content on servers or use it for training, many early adopters still expressed concerns about privacy. One user noted that the global memory of the device means the agent basically knows everything you do on the phone, because it literally sees everything. This backlash highlights something very important: the gap between what's technologically possible and what society, regulators, and businesses are ready for. ByteDance clearly has the ability to build a full-stack smartphone agent, but whether the world is ready for one is a different question entirely. And that brings us to the bigger context. This moment feels exactly like the DeepSeek shockwave earlier this year. China isn't waiting for Silicon Valley to define the future. It's moving fast, taking risks, and pulling the industry into a new era where phones don't just assist, they act, and not in isolated actions, but across the entire operating system. If this is where smartphones are heading, then the first truly agentic OS may not come from Apple or Google, but from a combination of companies like ByteDance, ZTE, and the broader Chinese AI ecosystem where multimodal, on-device agents are maturing far faster than anywhere else. And whether you find that exciting or terrifying, you've got to admit, this is the most futuristic smartphone concept we've seen in years. This is it for today. What do you think of this story? Please do share in the comments section. If you enjoyed this video, then do like and share with your friends. Don't forget to click subscribe and click on bell icon. Thanks for watching. This is AI Tides, and I'll see you in the next one.